Hello and welcome to the Ty Show for May 6th. As today we have a little bit of news to talk about, including some news about the Big 12 mainly, some more college stuff today than anything, and a little bit of rumors that are going around. But the first thing that we're going to do is Chuba Hubbard was named the Cornish Trophy winner today, which means he was the top Canadian player in college football last year, which completely deserving of that because Chuba Hubbard was a beast last year. 328 rushing attempts for 2,094 yards, 21 touchdowns, 6.4 yards per carry. It's still kind of tragic he didn't get invited to the Heisman ceremony after the year he had. I knew he wasn't going to win it at all, but to not even get invited was kind of surprising for somebody as good as Chuba Hubbard. And as he's coming back for his senior season this year, we'll see how good Chuba is. Chuba is out of Alberta, Canada, if anyone was wondering where he is from. So that's why he was named the Cornish Trophy winner. He was supposed to get it at the spring game, but of course that's not going on right now because of concerns about the world. But they will bring him the trophy at some point in the future whenever this all clears up. So probably one of the future games he'll be awarded that trophy. They talked to Chuba about it afterwards, and he said that he's been training with Justice Hill in Baltimore, the former OSU running back. Just getting some workout. That's where he's been with quarantine and all that. So, congrats to Chuba on that. We also had some news about the Big 12 Virtual Media Day, or Media Day going virtual. They are not going to hold their Media Day on July 20th or 21st, like it was supposed to be in Dallas, Texas. They're going to do it virtually over the internet. They're the first conference to do it. It'll be very interesting to see how that goes. You get all the interviews with the coaches on how their team's practices went. And I don't know if they'll still do it on those dates. I don't think they've fully announced that yet, but we'll see what happens there. In other news, OU and Arkansas scheduled a new neutral site stadium event in Tulsa for basketball. Which will see OU and Arkansas play in the BOK Center. They're going to split the crowd 50-50, kind of like Missouri and Illinois does in St. Louis. And I think this could be very good. They've played 28 times. Arkansas leads 16-12, but OU has won 7 of the last 8. OU is also 2-0 in the BOK Center since it's been built, and they've played up there. Um, so it should be fun. OU and Arkansas, they're starting to become a little bit of rivals, as we saw with baseball this year. It was supposed to be in Bricktown at the Dodgers park, but they got canceled again because of sources. But they are supposed to play their first game on December 12th, and then they'll play also on 2021 on December 11th. And Lon Kruger says that he expects it to go further than that, but that he's very excited for this cross-border rivalry that could be happening. Jackson Robinson, the number one high school basketball player in the state of Oklahoma for 2021, decided to graduate high school early, and he's going to reclassify as a 2020 recruit and join his college of A&M ASAP. So he'll be there for this season upcoming. So good luck to him. He's from Ada High School. Had a really good season, 6'5", 210. I couldn't find his stats straight off, but I've heard good things about him. And A&M now has the 48th ranked recruiting class in college basketball this year. So good luck to Jackson on that. And head into a little bit of NBA news before we go. Today was Chris Paul's birthday, my favorite player of all time. Turned 35 today, and it was a very good season for him, where he averaged 17.7 points, 4.9 rebounds, 6.8 assists, shooting 49% from the field, 36% from three. In my opinion, one of the MVP candidates this year, but I may be biased Thunder fan. But yeah, I was really excited when we got him. I didn't expect him to be as good as he has been this year for us. But I knew his leadership would bring out a lot for this team, and it's done really well. And so I'm excited to see what he could do with this team in the future and figure out all that. But I've been a big fan of Chris Paul since I was 5 years old. when the Hornets came to Oklahoma City after the Hurricane Katrina. That was my first real taste of the NBA, was watching them play here. And Chris Paul was a rookie in that season, and I just kind of fell in love with the sport. And that's why Chris Paul still to this day is probably my favorite player ever. And now he's on my team, which works out even better. But that might change soon, as there are trade rumors for Chris Paul, which they've always has been since he's been here in Oklahoma City. Uh, but these are the most recent ones of him going to the New York Knicks. The Knicks are very high on Chris Paul, think that he could bring some leadership onto their team when they need it for their young guys. And the deal I heard was Tosh Gibson, Wayne Ellington, Elfrid Payton, and Reggie Bullock with one or two young players. You ask who those young players are. I would assume Kevin Knox and Dennis Smith, if you were to include both of them. Probably Kevin Knox if you're just including the one. I don't think the Thunder would do it for just Dennis Smith. It's not a terrible trade, but it's also not a great trade. It would get the $40 million of Chris Paul off our books. But yeah, it's if you decide to build around Dennis Schroeder, you could do that. You could also go draft a point guard, try to build him up. I think Shea's your future, either point guard or shooting guard, wherever that it may be. Um, I think he's more of a point guard, but he played pretty well at shooting guard this year. So you bring in somebody like Dennis Smith and Kevin Knox, you have the backcourt and small forward to pair with Baisley and Steven Adams, and you can kind of rebuild this young team and with our 16 first round picks in the next couple of years. Maybe start putting something together. Uh, we were a surprise team this year, as a lot of people projected us to finish at the bottom of the league, and we were the fifth seed when the season got canceled. I hope that plays on because I think we would have had the fourth seed. But yeah, that's all the news for today. Leave a like, comment on anything I talked about in the video. If you think Chris Paul's a good fit to the Knicks, you tell me if the Thunder should even trade him. I'm not a big fan of trading him, but that's again probably my bias coming out of being a Chris Paul fan. But that's it for me today. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.